I want to take a moment to move our discourse away from abortion. And I know that's not what you expected to hear, but it's the things we haven't been hearing that need to be addressed. And what we haven't been hearing, what our health board doesn't seem to consider on September 15th, is that these women's centers provide more than just abortions. And I'm a living testament to that. About 2 years ago, I left a breast exam with 3 lumps and tender lymph nodes and no health insurance to afford the ultrasound and mammogram I needed to determine if I had cancer. I was vulnerable and scared, and I was unable to afford health care from most physicians, but I was determined to find out if I was okay, so I turned to a women's center here in Richmond. The doctors at the center calmed my fears and gave my parents the relief that comes from knowing their daughter would be all right and that they could afford the means to determine her so. This center gave me more than just the screening I needed. It gave me the reassurance of knowing that my health was something of value. The center is not unique in the service it provided me. For tens of thousands of patients each year, women's centers provide primary care for under and uninsured people, not just women. They provide prenatal care. Yes, us, the baby killers, support access to affordable prenatal care. They provide STD treatment, gynecological exams, AIDS and HIV counseling, and cancer screenings of all types. These clinics also provide patients and families like mine with sympathy and comfort. And it is because our government wishes to terminate abortion procedures that they are willing to give up all the other services available at these clinics in a lesson of morality. It is important to understand that these regulations are just that, an imposition of one group's version of morality on another. These regulations are not for your health. They were not created for the patient's benefit. They were created to teach us that abortion is bad. I've been treated at one of these centers, and I will tell you firsthand they are safe, they are licensed, and they are regulated. The existing centers are entirely up to code with state and federal law, which holds them to the same guidelines as clinics providing dental or oral surgery, cosmetic procedures, and colonoscopies, though ironically, these centers are not targeted under the regulations of Senate Bill 924. We are forced to have this conversation because pro-lifers paint the women getting abortions as immoral, but this is not the case. There are women responsible enough to understand when they cannot provide for a child. There are sick women who are not healthy enough to carry a baby full term or whose baby is not healthy enough to survive a full-term pregnancy. There are sexual assault survivors who do not need the men on Virginia's health board telling them what to do with their bodies. We shouldn't have to convince people that abortion is necessary in a safe medical environment because the technology will always exist, whether it is safe or coming from a dangerous, incompetent source. We shouldn't have to convince our government to keep their own version of morality from jeopardizing the services other than abortion we need from these centers. We shouldn't have to put up with a government that does not value our health. It is time to raise the question about whose life is considered valuable enough for our pro-life government to protect. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
All right.
It's my great pleasure to introduce